If they can get to this stage and they're standing up, they're nice and tall, they feel okay, sit back down again. Now, yes, please, sit back down again. But this is where now I'm going to ask them to bring the control in, not flop down. That often there is a massive, oh, I'm going to sit down, let go, and they flop. And that's what I don't want. This is where I want the control to come in. Arms gently lower themselves down again. Now, what I will encourage, if they're a little bit more advanced than this and they can do a bit more, up to 10 repetitions. It also gets to the stage where you might not need the arms. So I needed the arms to demonstrate now because majority of people need the arms to pull themselves up. Eventually the transition will happen that the legs will get stronger and it will actually be the legs that are pulling them up as opposed to the arms. So you could have your arms across your chest with the same legs tucked back in, nose over toes. If you don't mind popping your hands across your chest and then trying to stand up that way. That's a more advanced movement, but it's now engaging a lot more muscles at the same time, and then you can lower yourself down.
And again, you'd be aiming for like 3 to 5 reps.
Yes, and if they've been training with me for some time.
5 to 10 reps, sorry, I said that a bit wrong, didn't I?
5 to 10 reps. 5 to 10 reps. Could be more, could be less, depending on what energy they're bringing with them.
And just 3 sets or?
I tend to do as much repetition as they can manage on that particular exercise. Could go to a different one and then maybe come back to it and see if they can do a little bit more. So the repetition part is important. The technique is important. In terms of building leg strength, if they're seated, it literally is sticking your leg out, pointing the toe upwards. So leg straight out, lift up, point the toe towards you, and the quads will start to engage. You'll feel that in the calf. That is a nice way to start building up those quads if they're already not on their feet much as it is. In terms of, based on this movement altogether, if you've got your feet in front and then you slide it back. So if you don't mind having your toe on the floor, heel off the ground, and you start to slide it back, lift it up, slide it back. So that's now working the back of the leg in terms of loosening it up. What I find is the hamstrings shorten. I'm sure we all know this. It starts to shorten. We've not really used the glutes very much. The core's a little bit weak and it all goes out of proportion. Often actually, the quads tend to be a little bit overactive, if I'm honest. I find that the hamstrings get tight, weaker, glutes are weak, but the quads seem to be overactive. And then when they stand up, everything's out of proportion. So it's a question of engaging the glutes when they stand up, making sure the legs tucked in as far back as possible. Maybe do that exercise in itself, do the leg raises in itself, and then combine them and put them together.
It's interesting because some of these movements are very simple, and when you're able-bodied and fit and healthy, they are very simple and they should be.
Yes.
But if you've got something like Parkinson's or MS or anything along that line,
you just trying to get their leg back is not easy, but it is important. When standing is a problem in terms of how long you can stand for, balance comes in, your confidence comes in, risk of falls comes in. Doing it seated, at least keep that mobility going. What some of my clients do is they'll put a paper bag or they'll put a plastic bag under their foot, so it allows that slide to happen. But with MS and with Parkinson's, you do get that. It doesn't want to move until you keep initiating that movement over and over again until it does move.
Yeah, because you're trying to fight that either spasticity, where the leg we're in an extension all the time, or we've lost all, depending on what we're hitting, and they just can't activate those muscles in the first place.
No.
It's interesting how those movements can be so slow. Like you said, you say go, 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 and then slowly their brain somehow inhibits the spasticity, and then slowly it comes.
You have to give them time.